26. Dawn. The thing is, Dawn thought as she pulled her mother's hoodie over her t-shirt against the moist coolness of the morning, the night ends, however shitty or however great, and morning comes. Stuff happens, then it's done, and something else waits just out of sight to ambush you. She came out of her room as Tammy emerged from the bathroom. Tammy took a breath, about to speak, as Dawn swept past, and that moment was done too. Well, thought Dawn, tough. She wasn't ready to make things okay for Tammy yet. In the kitchen, Byron had filled the French press with coffee and was pressing it down. John Andrew sat tying his boots. He'd never get away with having his boots on in the kitchen if her mother were here, Dawn thought. Her father lifted his head, and she saw him having the same thought. Byron poured out 3 cups, went to the fridge for the milk, added it to her mug and John Andrew's, and offered them in silence. His eye was ugly this morning. Red, plum purple, navy blue edges. "Does it hurt?" Dawn asked as Byron sipped his coffee. "Not much, just my vanity," he responded, and John Andrew snorted. When Dawn and Byron turned to him, he carried his mug to the door and spoke only to Betsy. "You can stay here this morning." Which was, Dawn thought, what he'd like to be saying to us. Jerry was already moving the herd in and hooking up the early team. He took a look at Byron and gave a single rueful headshake, then turned back to what he'd been doing. They got busy, working in silence, but for the buzz of the fluorescent lights, the chug of the milkers, and the trudge and settle of the cattle. No sliding, no laughter, no cell phone photos. And when the last cow had exited and the troughs and floor were sluiced, the 4 of them headed towards the house, still no one talking. It amazed Dawn how efficient they'd been, how capable Byron was, and what a fast learner. He hadn't needed to ask about anything. And now, walking the path back to the house, not a word, until they got to the machine shed, where Dawn peeled off to go to the tractor. "Because I am going to fucking fix it. This I can fix," she thought, "and he can't stop me." She threw a glance to her dad, who called ahead to Byron. "Byron, get Jerry a coffee." And to Jerry, "I'll be right in. We need to do the order list." Jerry nodded and confirmed. "Yeah, running short of feed." Looking at the tractor yesterday, Dawn knew one of the first tasks in getting it going again would be cleaning, or more likely replacing, the spark plugs. She remembered seeing a wire brush on the workbench and went to dig for it. Her dad stood in the doorway. "I'm going to Stewart's after breakfast. I thought you might want to come." Dawn gave a wry, strangled laugh and then responded to her dad's puzzled look with, "It was Marty Stewart that butted Byron last night. Happy to give him your money?" Her dad looked at the tractor, at the window, studied his hand. Why did he have that big Band-Aid? Then said, "I've never liked giving the Stewarts my money, but Angus's is the only farm machine shop hereabouts. He has to make a living just like I do. He gives his asshole son a job because no one else will. Do I punish him because his kids are jerks? Will he punish me because he doesn't like what you are?" Dawn's hackles went up. Her dad adjusted. Who you are. Marty Stewart's been tormenting you since you were 8. I said then, you gotta stand up to him. You gotta be a... Dawn watched John Andrew swallow man and recalibrate. "You can't be a puss..." He stopped again. Dealing with language was torture, Dawn saw, but he was trying. Dawn didn't mind the word pussy, but it wasn't one she wanted her dad directing at her. He didn't. He arrived at what he wanted to say, and he said it, pulling at the Band-Aid that had come loose. "He's a coward. You're not. If you want to start on that tractor, you're going to need some parts." The bloody Band-Aid came off, and John Andrew stuffed it into the pocket of his coveralls as he left Dawn gaping. Stunned, but elated.